Well, good morning, everyone. Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord here. Time for a little forecast heading into the weekend and what's going to be a pretty busy weekend all across the area. As far as changing weather conditions, you got some rain, mostly rain for us. There's going to be some snow that tries to fall, but overall, a lot of chilly rain and a lot of cold air moving in. It looks like we'll be able to get the moisture out of here mostly before the cold air arrives and is able to change it over to some snow. So let's dive into the forecast right now and show you how things are looking out across our area. Beautiful 59 degrees right now. It is gorgeous out there with a northwest wind at 12 miles per hour. As a matter of fact, we are warming at quite a pace here at 10 o'clock. I was shocked to have upper 50s at this point, but still looks like some cooler air trying to trickle in from the northwest. We can muster a 65 for an afternoon high today, 65 for an afternoon high. Had a little batch of some clouds roll through earlier on today. Tried to bring a few sprinkles to the area, but so far hasn't been a huge problem, and it looks like it's now exiting our area and won't really be an issue. So sunshine the rest of the day, temperatures in the 50s right now. Couple of 60s showing up already, 60 in Elkhorn, 60 in Bennington, 61 in Wahoo. And a few more of those to the southwest as well. So widespread 50s right now. By 11 o'clock, we should mostly be in the 60s. And the wind will be a little bit noteworthy today out of the northwest right now and could gust to about 25, 30 miles per hour for a while into the afternoon. So first alert to that being a bit pesky but not damaging, and it should back off once the sun sets this evening. So first alert forecast through the rest of the day today shows all that sunshine that we'll get. Clouds stay to the northeast. A pretty enjoyable day considering where we're headed over the course of the next several days. It does look like Saturday and Sunday are going to be rather interesting. Clouds increase tonight out ahead of all of that. You can see the showers moving in from the west. You can see what that looks like. Notice it's mostly rain. If any wet snow is going to mix in, it's in our northern counties, Tekamah, Denison, Carroll, over towards Harlan, the way things are looking right now. So we start off Saturday with some showers moving in. Best odds are going to be near and north of I-80 for all the precipitation. I'll show you some forecast rainfall and snowfall maps here in a minute. But there's a batch of rain this Saturday morning. If there's going to be any melting snow, we're talking probably north of I-80 on the Iowa side gets the best chance to accumulate some of that. Then the cold air spills in all night Saturday. Could have a few flurries along with that as it wrings out whatever moisture it can. And then the first hard freeze that we've had this season arrives Sunday morning with temperatures down in the 20s. Wind chills get close to 10 to start off the day on Sunday. Northwest wind gusts could hit 40 miles per hour overnight Saturday night. So let me talk a little bit about how Saturday is going to play out. This is what computer models try to look like by about 7 o'clock. You can see some snow in our very northern counties, or at least trying to change to snow right in our northern tier of counties. It does look like everybody else is going to be warm enough to see mostly just a chilly rain. And that's why I mentioned our counties in Iowa north of I-80. You have the best chance of getting some accumulation out of this snow during the late morning hours. Otherwise, the rest of us get a chilly rain. And look at this window we get right here around noon or maybe a little bit after. That's going to be just enough to bump us up into that 50-degree range for a high. It'll be brief. You won't get to enjoy it all that much. It won't be all that much to enjoy. And then more spotty showers drop in from the north into the late afternoon and evening hours. And whatever moisture's around later on in the evening may try to mix with some wet snow, and you can see potential for that towards 9, 10 o'clock, but that such limited amounts of moisture, pretty minor. It would be just enough maybe to get a dusting in some spots at worst. The bulk of any accumulating snow is going to be with that morning round that moves through. So let me show you what moisture potential looks like with these next couple rounds here. This is a look at through about noon Saturday, and if it all fell as rain. Some of this will be snow, but we're talking a tenth to maybe 3/10 of an inch of moisture. Best odds of some heavier rain in the areas north of I-80 on the Iowa side. But that's also where the best chances of snow will be. Then you tack on what tries to roll through Saturday late afternoon into the evening, and you may bump a couple of those numbers up a little bit more. So this is just rain and melting snow total moisture that we're showing you here. Then you look at the snowfall potential from that, and it may go from a lot to a little in a short distance here. I'm starting to see signs that maybe this Denison, Carroll, Audubon area maybe just on the fringe of getting a couple inches of snow, of slush out of this So this is what we'll watch north of I-80. Our Harlan viewers, Audubon, pay attention to this. Don't want you to be caught off guard. This is through noon on Saturday, so it'd be a morning round of snow Saturday morning up here to the north. That would drop southeast and out, and then a few more snow showers overnight into the midnight time frame and beyond Saturday night with the colder air pouring in. You can see it doesn't do much. This would all melt mostly on contact, too, as it drops through. And then it's about the cold air pouring in. So you can see we'll dip down to 24 for the low on Sunday. That'd be the first widespread 20s in the area and our first hard freeze. Plus, we'll have a lot of wind with that as well. Then as we look towards Monday, it's going to get cold again with temperatures down near 19, but there'll be less wind with that. So overall, a couple of cold mornings here, and you can see what the wind chills are going to be like as we go through the overnight right into the early morning hours of Sunday. Notice some single-digit wind chills for areas north of I-80. I think right around 10 in the metro for the coldest. And then at best, we get up into the mid-20s for an afternoon wind chill on Sunday. And then we'll fall back a little bit Sunday night into Monday, but the wind will be a lot lighter. It's just going to be the air temperatures that'll be much colder beyond that. So your 10-day forecast shows a couple of nasty days with a winter feel to it, although it'll just be a chilly rain on Saturday. Snow will be minimal, but I think you're going to see the first flakes in quite a few areas. It just won't amount to much of anything that's going to cause a problem. 24 to start Sunday, 37 for the afternoon high, and then 19 for the low by Monday morning. Monday's easily the coldest day of the week next week, 42, and widespread 60s for highs next week. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday looking pretty good into Saturday as well, and warmer than average likely wins out after this. So this is a short-lived little cold blast, and I do not see anything of significance, at least through the 20th of November, that's going to try to alter that warmth beyond this 2-day stretch we're going to have. So bank on a pretty warm November the way things are looking, as this will the couple of cold days won't really skew the average temp all that much. We're likely going to stay on the warmer side of things. So again, don't worry about snow a ton. The best potential for that snow is going to be in our northern counties of Iowa north of I-80, where you stand the best chance of getting a little bit of accumulation. Otherwise, all those other amounts you see there, those will mostly just melt on contact or melt on the way down. So I'm not too worried about snow with this one, but be mindful of that. It's the morning hours of Saturday that stand the best potential of getting some accumulation out of that, and that's where you just get the most moisture overall is north of I-80, and then that moves off towards the east pretty swiftly. So again, we'll be keeping an eye on this as we go through the course of the weekend. You can tune into Jared at midday for the latest. Bo and Jade will take you through Friday, and then Bo's got you covered over the weekend as well. In the meantime, we'll keep this short and sweet, and feel free to fire away on any social media platforms or send me an email if you got some questions.